Well, welcome back everyone to Monkey Craft. My name's Eric, and today's video we're going to do a little shop talk, I guess, right? A lot of my initial videos were how I set up a shop. Lately it's been setting up the printers. I'm going to back up and show you some prints that I made to use in the shop, and we're going to go over installing some rep rack up on the top to hold spool holders. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about an update on how I saved that roll of filament where the spool would come unglued, if you will, in the AMS. We're going to show you how to load spools, and then we're going to show you how to load spools that come in on a cardboard and how to put them on a refillable spool. Okay, but to start with, I'm going to go over a couple prints here that I've done recently that I found to be very beneficial. All right, this first one is called Spool Buddy, and I'll have a link to all the files that I talk about today in the description below. And this is made by Functional Print Friday. This guy's excellent. But anyway, this is Spool Buddy. And what the purpose of this tool is, that when you, a lot of times when you get a roll of refillable filament in, this one, unfortunately, I use an example, has a pretty clean edge, but a lot of them will have, it's all, you know, well, mushed up, whatever you want to call it, on the end, and you have a very hard time getting it to go down onto the spool, right? Now you could get in there and scrape on it, but now you're causing cardboard dust and everything else, right? Well, what this Spool Buddy does is it goes down inside like this, right? If you notice, it's got a taper, so it allows you to get the spool started going down over, and then it just slides on a lot easier, right? Now it's got a little ridge here. That's the indicator. You line that up with your the tab down here that goes into the spool. So now you got perfect alignment, right? So as you're lining it up, you line up your notch in your spool. You can see it going down as you're putting it on right there. You can see it through there. You can't really see it in my video. But anyway, you'll put it down here, and it's going to get it started, and then the spool will go right on down. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but if you get a batch of those spools in, the last batch of filament I get had a lot of them that were messed up, and it was a real pain, because by the time you get it down there and then you're a little off, you can't rotate it. It's grabbed a hold of the spool, and you can't rotate it to get that notch lined up. So this gives it a starting point and lines it up, and you can see it going right down onto the thing. Very cool print. Only took like a couple hours to print. Doesn't use much filament. Designed to be support free and everything. So no supports. That's number one. First thing I want to talk about. Second thing, sort of minor, but I love this little stand that I printed to hold all my hex wrenches. Pretty sweet, huh? Came out real nice. Another 2.5, 3 hour print, but man, it came out real nice. I did print this spool driver tool. That you would put into a spool if you're rewinding, and then it clamps down into the spool, locates off of the two surfaces there, and then it's got a square hole for your square driver and your drill, so you can run it in a drill. I haven't used this yet. I printed it, and then I started worrying about it because I printed this in preparation for fixing that spool, the one that had gone bad. And we're going to show you how I fixed later on. I printed that, but I started thinking, man, that spool's really going to be spinning fast and I might lose control of it. So I ended up printing two other tools that we'll use later on in the video. First one is a tabletop spool holder, right? And then a little holder to hold the spool with a little crank on it. Basically, you put the spool in here, put it on there, screw it down so it, you know, it seats up against both of them. And it drops down into the holder. Get your re-spooling done. Got the video coming up where I use this to fix that spool coming up in a few minutes. You'll be able to check that out. And lastly, for stuff I printed recently, I printed a holder for my Fantech vacuum. Pretty cool. Not necessarily a necessity, but I'll tell you, it sure makes it nice. These little Fantech vacuums allow me to get right in here and keep my printers clean, right? So I printed this nice little stand to hold all the Fantech and all the accessories. Well, that's going to catch you up on some of the fun prints I did recently. Let's go on. I think we'll go into the rep rack. I printed those pieces. Let me grab them. Rep cord. I'm sorry. It's rep cord. I got it wrong. Rep cord. I'll have the link again down below. So I printed out 5 sets of these brackets, right? They're going to go on the wall up here to the right. Right? So what there is, there's a cleat which you screw to the wall. 2 screws into the studs. I got some good heavy screws for that. And then these are the cleat, that's the cleat, and then these are the rack brackets. They slide on like that. And then you're gonna whoop. Help if I put it on right side up, right? And then it slides down, as you can see, locks in, all right? And then your 1/2-inch electrical conduit goes through here, and you set it for the length that you're trying to cover. And then I printed these little end caps. They're going to go on the conduit just to straighten it out, make it look a little nicer. So let's get into this. This should be pretty straightforward. Okay. Hi guys. I'm just here out in the shop with my little buddy Bernie. Wanted to give you a quick video to remind you that I'm running a promotion for my YouTube channel, Monkey Craft. And I'm giving away some 3D print filament and a brand new in the box Century carbon printer. If you're interested in joining that promotion, I've got a video link down below. Watch that video. It's got all the rules and how to participate. All right, looks like he's tired. That's enough for him for now. Take it easy, guys. Good luck with signing up, and if you don't mind, like and subscribe. All right, let's get to it.